So today is the auspicious appearance day of Sri Ganga Goswamini. So I'd just like to read something about this wonderful devotee. Ganga Goswamini's original name was Sachi Devi. She was born in Punjia, which is in the Rajashit district of present-day Bangladesh. Her father was an important Zamindir or Raj, whose name was Naresh Narayan. Sachi Devi was indifferent to family life and devoted to Krishna from her early childhood. Her parents saw this and wanted to see her married as soon as possible, but Sachi told them that she refused to accept any mortal as her husband. When she announced her determination to remain unmarried in this way, her parents were troubled but could do nothing to change her mind. When her mother died, Sachi Devi left home and set out on a pilgrimage which led her first to Puri and then to Vrindavan. Upon her arrival in Vrindavan Dham, she met Haridas Pandit Goswamini and felt as though making contact with him had made her entire pilgrimage worthwhile. She became anxious to take initiation from him, but he hesitated at first because of her wealthy family background. Later, however, when he saw her asceticism and unswerving determination to engage in pure devotional activity, he gave her initiation in the 18-syllabled mantra. This event took place in the Govindaji temple on the Chaitra Shukla Ekadashi. After having received these blessings from her guru, she began to engage in intense bhajan, subsisting through madhukari by begging for morsels of bread from door to door. After a year of this intense devotional activity, she was told by her spiritual master to live in Radhakund with her spiritually advanced aunt and godsister, Lakshmi Priya, who regularly chanted 3 lakhs of names every day. As a part of their regular spiritual practice, the two of them daily circumambulated Govardhan together. After several years of such practice at Radhakund, when Sachi had become very advanced in her devotional life, her guru sent her to Purushottam Kshetra to recover the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, which had fallen into disrepair. Taking the command of her spiritual master as her all-in-all, Sachi Devi went to Jagannath Puri and took the Kshetra sannyas vow. At that time, all that remained of Sarvabhauma's house was a single run-down building that housed his Damodar Shalagram Shila. Even while she had lived at her home in Punjia, Sachi Devi had studied the scriptures. In Vrindavan, furthermore, she had thoroughly studied the Bhagavad Purana. In order to salvage Sarvabhauma's residence, she set out to preach. Her transcendental qualities and discourses on the Bhagavad made such an impression on the public that she began to attract large audiences. It did not take long before her fame had spread so widely that the king of Orissa himself, Mukundadev, came to listen to her speak on the Bhagavad. He too became a devoted follower after being impressed by her devotional qualities and her learning. According to the Utkal Kanda, there was a king, Shweta, in the Treta Yuga who was a devotee of Jagannath. He made arrangements for Jagannath's bhoga just as Indradyumna had done. One morning he came to the temple and saw the offerings being made to Jagannath by the gods. Thousands and thousands of wonderful gifts that were beyond the power of any mortal to give. King Sweta became disturbed at the insignificance of his own offerings and stood at the temple door, his head hung in shame. As he was meditating on his own insignificance, he had a second vision in which he saw Lakshmi Devi herself taking his food offerings and feeding them to both sets of Jagannath deities, who were eating them with great enthusiasm. The king immediately thought himself consummated by this vision, and he continued to serve Jagannath with unflagging enthusiasm. Jagannath eventually granted him the boon of being liberated in a spot which faces Matsya Madhava, halfway between Akshaya Bhatta and the ocean, and was subsequently named Shweta Madhava in his honor. The pond excavated here was also named Shweta Ganga, the White Ganges. On the banks of this pond, deities of Shweta Madhava, Matsya Madhava, and the 9 planets are still worshipped. One night, the king of Orissa, Mukunda Dev, had a dream in which Jagannath Dev appeared to him and told him to give Sachi Devi the tract of land bordering on this Shweta Ganga. The next morning the king joyfully came to see Sachi Devi and told her about the dream. Though she had no interest in increasing her worldly possessions, Sachi Devi decided to accept the king's gift for the sake of her guru-given mission to improve the condition of Sarvabhauma's house. Prior to that, she had to beg for the necessary articles to serve the deities. Wherever there is true devotion to the Lord, the trouble which one accepts in service is not seen as trouble, but rather as special opportunity and a source of joy. Not long afterwards, a miraculous occurrence took place. One Krishna Trayodasi, an opportune moment came for the Mahavaruni Ganges bath. Many people who seek to accumulate pious credits make the trip to the Ganges for this auspicious occasion. Indeed, many of Sachi Devi's friends asked her to accompany them, but she could not abandon her kshetra sannyas vows, nor her service to the deities, so she was obliged to plead that it was impossible for her to go. Even though she really did not want to go, Jagannath Dev himself made arrangements for her to bathe in the Ganges. That night he appeared to her in a dream and told her to take bath in the Shweta Ganga in the middle of the night. Sachi Devi followed his instructions, but as soon as she entered the water, she had a vision of Ganga Devi herself. She was carried away in a strong river current that came from nowhere and suddenly found herself inside the Jagannath temple. At the same time, she continued to see herself bathing in the Ganges amongst her friends from Puri. She not only saw the Ganges and all those who were immersed in its waters, but she could hear the joyful noise of the bathing crowds. She seemed to not be the only one there. The temple gatekeepers awakened on hearing this commotion and called Jagannath's pujaris. They in turn gave a report to the king himself, who ordered them to open the temple doors. When they finally flung the doors open, they saw no one but Sachi Devi standing there alone. Jagannath's pujaris were confused and at first didn't know what to do. They assumed that Sachi Devi had broken into the temple with the intention of robbing the deity's valuables, and that they had caught her red-handed, but by their suspicions they committed an offence to this great devotee. As a result, they were attacked by various diseases and distresses, so much so that the service to Jagannath was affected. Jagannath Dev finally appeared to the king again and told him what had really happened. Being influenced by Sachi Devi's pure devotional attitude, Jagannath himself had made the Ganges flow from his feet to bathe Sachi Devi directly in the currents of his Charanamrita. The king and the other servants of the Lord could only be freed from their offences if they apologized to Sachi Devi and took mantra initiation from her. King Mukunda Dev went to Sachi Devi with his entourage, the temple guards and servants. They paid her their prostrated obeisances and begged for her forgiveness. Though the king and all the pujaris, etc., asked for her initiation, she only gave the mantra to the king in obedience to Jagannath's order. The king wanted to give a large amount of land as Guru Dakshina, but Sachi Devi refused it. When the king continued to beg for an opportunity to render service, she finally said that every midday he could send 2 containers of Mahaprasadi rice and 1 of vegetables, a cloth and 160 paisa for the service of the Vaishnavas. From that day onwards, Sachi was known as Ganga Mata and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house as Ganga Mata Math. And to this day, after the midday offering at the Jagannath temple, these same items are sent to the Ganga Mata Math. Another of those who were blessed by initiation from Ganga Mata Goswamini was a certain Smarta Brahmin named Mahiraj Sharma from Dhananjayapur. There was a deity of Krishna named Rasika Rai in the house of Chandra Sharma, a resident of Jaipur in Rajasthan. As a result of Seva Aparad, offences in the performance of service to this deity, This Brahmin had no descendants to continue the family line. Jagannath Dev appeared to him in a dream and told him to bring the deity to Puri and to give it to Ganga Mata if he wished to be rid of the effects of his offences. The Brahmin did as he was told and appeared at Ganga Mata's door to offer the service of Rasika Rai. At first she was not ready to accept, as it was impossible for her to give the kind of royal service that was due such a deity. Finally, the Brahmin simply hid the deity amongst the tulsi bushes and went away. Rasika Rai appeared to Ganga Mata in a dream and told her that he wanted her to accept and serve him. Having been so ordered, Ganga Mata joyfully took the deity in and organized a festival in his honor. At present there are 5 pairs of deities in the Ganga Mata Math: Shri Radha Rasika Rai, Shri Radha Shamasundar, Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radha Vinod, and Shri Radha Raman. Other than these, the Damodar Shalagram Shila of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a dancing figure of Sri Gauranga, and a Gopal deity are also present on the altar. According to the information given by the Math, Ganga Mata was born on the Shukla Dashami of Jeshta in AD 1601 and entered the eternal pastimes in AD 1721. Branches of her Math are found in Jagannath Puri, at the Haveli Math and Gopal Math, as well as the Gopal Math in Tanga village in Cuttack district. Devotees of Krishna may be born in any race, in any caste, or indeed in either sex. They are still to be considered the best of human beings and worshipable by all. There are many examples of women who attained the supreme achievement of pure devotional service to the Lord, such as the wives of the Vedic Brahmins, who, due to the demands of bhakti, ignored the orders of their less advanced husbands to serve Krishna. In the Kali Yuga also, as a result of the blessings of Haridas Thakur, a prostitute was transformed into a renowned Vaishnavi, and many great devotees went to seek audiences from her in order to receive her saintly association.